That belongs in a museum.
Glimmer Root, pretty weak, but is a resource.
I mean, it's essentially a random card draw, because essentially they're playing the same 25 cards. Shadowed Horror happens to not be that impactful right now, but it could be.
There's actually some consideration in some instances. Yeah, he actually...
Oh!
I was going to say, there's consideration in some instances that you don't want to get a card into your hand. Because if your hand is too full, here specifically with the Northshire Cleric, he does not want to run the risk of overdrawing. He feels like the value of putting the Shadowed Horror into his hand is not worth the risk of potentially having his Cleric exploited by his opponent to overdraw him.
Wait, so you're telling me that Surrender purposely clicked the wrong one?
Yes, he did. Do you think he doesn't know?
I just want to make sure I'm interpreting.
That's what I'm saying, and you know, that is. I was actually going to say that sometimes there's a justification to take the wrong card, and Surrender felt like it was worth it there.
That is completely next level. We'll see if it pays off. Orange goes for the 1-mana Kazaka's Potion. Awkward to say the least. I guess the Shadow Oil adds a random card to your hand.
He did get AoE. It looks like. I know he took summon a random minion and freeze. Is he going for the circle? Is he going for the massive overdraw?
The big overdraw.
6 cards for Surrender.
That is way too many for him to hold. And if he burns Raza, he is going to be in deep trouble. No Raza. Lyra and Dirty Rat are expendable. Radiant Elemental is expendable. Power Shield! Novice Engineer, and somehow
lose his Raza. He survived the burn of so many of his cards. That was Orange making an incredibly high-risk, high-reward play. He expended a lot of his own resources to attempt to give himself a chance to get rid of a key combo piece from Surrender. However, ultimately that drew Surrender several cards. He ultimately ends up with only 10 cards.
Several cards,
well,
huh?
Ultimately, he ends up with only 10 cards in hand. So in terms of the actual resources that he gained 2 cards. However, because he didn't actually burn one of those cards, it gets him that much closer to drawing his Raza now.
Whew, you're telling me he drew half his deck. And, you know, sometimes you're like, oh man, Raza's in the bottom 7 cards of my deck. I'm so unlucky. In this case, Surrender couldn't be more happy to see that.
Yeah.
And by all means, Northshire Cleric, you've done enough. That'll do, Cleric. That'll do.
It's the puzzle.
They can get there. I mean, to be quite honest, you don't need Raza in a situation like this if Orange is just going to be taking a bullying session here. Surrender can just kind of push a little bit damage every single turn, and then Prophet Phelan Mind Blast Holy Smite itself is 14 damage.
Right. And Orange has used his healing. He used his Binding Heal earlier as part of his big combo to try to overdraw Surrender. And when that didn't work out, he is now left with no real way to preserve his life total outside of his hero power and a Priest of the Feast.
Surrender, thinking about the Kazaka's Potion, and the one thing that I was thinking of is Surrender still has a lot of cards in hand. If he ends up summoning minions that end up helping him draw cards, could be a disaster. It ends up cycling instead.
Acolyte of Pain.
Let's not play that.
When you have 3 cards left in your deck and almost a full hand, maybe not the card to play.
Orange can draw. He's got Northshire Cleric. In fact, there is a couple ways you can chain this. If he has Holy Nova, if he has other ways to be able to benefit off of the damaged minions. Doesn't even want to take damage on Northshire Cleric because he doesn't have insurance. Novice Engineer helps. Just getting deeper into his deck. That's a Shadow Reaper Anduin.
All right.
We have a game. Oh, he doesn't have Raza. I was thinking like, oh, he's not enough.
2 cards in the deck. Surrender, still no Raza. How many people out there who are thinking, oh, we're going to see another Highlander Priest mirror for the final game of this tournament, thought we'd see anything like this?
I thought I'd see some fireworks, but not like this.
Speaks to me.
This has been ridiculous. And it's for all the marbles. 27 series in. We've had 18 go to Game 5.
Like you said, none of those games were anything like this.
Surrender, can you find a way to actually set up a 2-turn lethal? He has to get his opponent down to 12, because then his opponent heals for 2, and then he has 14 guaranteed. He doesn't have to wait for a Raza.
Right?
Oh, this is interesting. I didn't think about Acolyte in the beginning.
He's going to guarantee, yeah, he's going to get the draw off of this. His last card is Raza the Chained.
Unbelievable. Orange gains health with Shadowy Brandon, and he has Prophet Veil and Mind Blast as well. This is going to be a photo finish. Get your cameras out. One way or another, we're coming to a conclusion of this series.
It's a lot of math here. Exactly how the best way you do this is.
So with Valen and Circle of Healing, is that the 24 combo that we're used to seeing here? That's 2, 14, 20, 20. Is it 30?
Surrender has 30 with the Holy Smite, I believe. I believe it's a total of 30 damage with the Circle of Healing plus Holy Smite and the Mind Blast Valen. So he could just end the game next turn.
Unless Orange can clear the board, heal, or somehow pull out a miracle.
There's no healing left in Orange's deck. He does not have greater healing potion. There's no way to get himself. And even if he healed, what is he healing to? 30?
Well, he's healing to 30, but Surrender also takes maybe a fatigue damage and then puts him within range. He's got Valen, Holy Smite, Mind Blast himself.
I think Surrender's trying to figure out how to make sure there's no way Orange can end the game.
It's only 24 that I see from Orange. And he knows that Surrender has Prophet Valen in every single card. This could be checkmate here.
Yeah, Valen plus Mind Blast, including all the hero powers, just alone is 20 damage. Holy Smite on top of that, 26. But Surrender is at 33. He will take 1 point of fatigue. That's not enough.
Orange counting everything.
Shaking his head. He knows Surrender has his deck in his hand. All of these cards are there.
Shadowy thoughts.
The risk that he took earlier has not paid off, and the shadowy thoughts of despair are coming over Orange right now. He'll do what he can. Maybe there's something he forgot. But if the math checks out and the order is right, Surrender should be able to finish and clinch the series.
You see a breath let out by Surrender there, and the math does indeed check out. Valen, Mind Blast, Holy Smite, Circle of Healing, all the damage he needs.
We have a champion. Surrender from South Korea is your Hearthstone Championship Tour summer winner.
He said that he wanted, not just he wanted, he promised his teammate Hoy that he would win the tournament so they could not face off in the group stage of the World Championship. He kept his promise. He is the champion.
And for the first time on the global stage, South Korea takes its rightful place in Hearthstone esports, ending the summer season #1.
The only player to come to this tournament planning to